Okay, so I'm not gonna labour this because it's all a bit repetitive. But as you can see, I've just started on doing the root runs on the penetrator 4. This is the forward end cap. I've got one more pipe nipple to go in. So this is a wet mateable connector, which I don't really need, to be honest, but at the time this was what I bought. Let's just, it's pretty difficult to get out. Best I can do. Okay. Right. So now, how did this fit? Yeah. Better get inside and see what's on the other side. Lights on, right. So, let's see what we have here. Okay, so we got this was the light controller. And I think at the back of there it connected to, I think there was some of those special plugs, or did they just go straight in? I'll have to take this off. Yeah, okay. So I remember how this worked now. So those cables all plugged into the back of the controller there. And what did that do? I think that went to the main power. That's right, that was 24 volt in. So that must be here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, okay. And then one of these did the lights, which now doesn't do anything. So what I can do is I can chop that off there. The reason I did this was there was something funny with the lights. Like, I honestly can't remember what it was. They were LED lights and they needed like a driver or something to change the voltage or some sort of thing. I honestly can't remember what it was. But I'm going to put this back just because that's where it lives, and I don't want to change any weight because the whole boat is miraculously at the perfect weight. So I don't want to change anything, even the slightest thing. And anyway, it looks weird if it's not there. Right, so the controller's back on. Not that it's doing anything, it's just looks silly without it there. And so now I can take this cover off, hopefully. Yeah, like that. And then I've got the 4 wires as it comes from the factory. So I'm going to go around the other side now and unscrew it. So I'm just looking at this on my phone here. That's the one we're dealing with. and the size of the thing is what's it say, 1 3/8. So what is that? So that's 34.5 is what I need. 34.5 be about that. That looks about right, doesn't it? Off for that one. So I'm going to make something now for that to fit this.
Okay, so I lost the audio again. I think it's because the Bluetooth conks out when I'm walking around and it loses its connection. I've got to be more aware of that. So I made this special tool which totally didn't work. The idea was it was going to fit over the nut, and I was going to turn it, but it didn't work. So I've decided to take the dome off, which is a bit of a nuisance. I didn't really want to do this, but it's the only way I can get at that connection to undo it. So I'm undoing the 4 knobs, and I'm kind of explaining how they work in. And what I do is I take the knobs off, leaving the bolts attached, as you can see, and those bolts hold the dome in place while I can go around on my own and lift it off from the other side. In an emergency, what I would do is undo. See there, look, that's the cast iron knob on the end. There's the bolt that goes through, but with the wing nut on, it would unscrew the whole bolt, so the dome would just fall off and those bolts wouldn't be in the way. That's how it would work in an emergency, but this isn't an emergency, so I'm leaving the bolts on, which means the dome stays in place. So lifting it out and trying not to touch anything with it, and I've put it on the dog's bed. Not sure what's going on there. Right, yeah, so here I am trying to get the gas pliers on it, and I've actually ground the gas pliers a bit thinner to get onto the nut, but at this point it is so tight. I mean, it's unnaturally tight, and I don't want to risk damaging this, so I have decided now to forget about this, and I'm just gonna buy a new one. So that can just stay there. I'll have to plug the male end of the connection back in, but I've basically given up on that idea. It just happens sometimes. So I'm putting the dome back on. So I'm getting the O-ring out and just cleaning it up a bit. Well, it's wiping it down. I'm cleaning it properly. Wipe it all down. Put some more silicone grease on. Put it back in. Bit more grease, not too much. Grease it all up. Try not to touch anything else with my fingers, I think. And then I've got to put it back in. Now it's much more awkward with those bolts in. Like I said, in an emergency, the bolts wouldn't be there, it would just plop out. That's one of the ideas of the dome, is that it's a secondary escape port, which is why I made it quick release like this. Anyway, so I've kind of wiggled myself into the wrong position, so that wasn't very easy. And then I put it back in like that. The 4 bolts hold it in place. It's always slightly nerve-wracking. Don't do this very often. Climbing round, I think. Yeah, inside. Screwing it back on. Yeah, so it has to fit around that quick release bracket thing. And wiggle it into the correct position. I mean, you can't really go wrong here now. And just make sure that everything's seated properly, and then tighten it up. There's the wing nut. That wing nut jams the cast iron knob, meaning that if you turned it in an emergency now, in this situation, it'll pull the whole bolt out, which is what you'd want.
Anyway, so my friend showed me how to do the polishing, or how he does the polishing on these. I mean, look at the finish on that. And when you've got somebody showing you what to do, or showing you how to do it, it's so much easier than trying to watch it off a YouTube video. Anyway, that one's done, and these, I mean, there's a little bit of pitting in these, but that's because I didn't go aggressive enough down with the first layer. But I mean, look at that, it's just fantastic. So those are ready to go on. I'm not going to put them on yet because I don't want to scuff them up. But in the meantime, now that I've decided what where the electrical penetrators are going to go, and I've actually ordered them, which are the Subcon bulkhead, 4 power, high power ones. 2 of those I've ordered, and they're going to go in the front or forward and aft end cap. So now I can put in the final through holes for the motors. So these are from the center line, which is there. 562 mil, which is there. And then 100 mil in from the end, which is there. The mag jaw rigged up again.
Can't slow down, shouting loud, got me running red lights. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down, raising my speeding into the night. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind.
Always one, isn't there?
Can't slow down, shouting loud, got me running red lights. Oh, I just can't get you out of my mind. I can't slow down.
What is that? Okay, so very quickly before I go, I've got these pipe nipples in. These are in. This one, it has the TIG root pass, but I've still got to go around with the stick. I've got 2 of the motor penetrators in, and the other 2 are ready to go, but I didn't get round to finishing the machining on those. But very nearly there now. I keep saying that, but I've got to give myself something to look forward to, get all this lot assembled.